Hello there, Lunar Squadron, and welcome back to the channel. We are now less than 24 hours away from the official release of the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection, and we could not be more excited. And today we are going to sit down and break down everything that we are incredibly hyped about. We're going to talk about why this game is so huge, and we're going to talk about why it is so important for the Star Wars gaming franchise. And hopefully by the end of today's video, you will be just as excited for this game as we are. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel, we would love to have you as always. And the way to do that, just go down below this video, hit that little subscribe button, the bell notification right on next to it. It will notify you every single time that Andreas and I upload. Now with that out of the way, Andreas, you ready to get hyped over some Star Wars Battlefront?
Oh yeah, let's do this, guys. Now, of course, we've beat this over and over and over again by now, but we are very incredibly excited by this release of Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. And before we get into why you should all be excited about this game and about this release, I think it's really important, first and foremost, to take a moment to acknowledge why this game is so important for us. Like, what does this game mean for us? And first of all, feel free to let us know in the comments down below, what does Star Wars Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2 mean to all of you? Why is this game important to all of you? And Nick, I'll ask you first. Why is this game so important to you?
It really is just such a meaningful game in my life because I feel like I built a lot of the foundational love that I have for Star Wars through these games because we grew up in the prequel era, and I absolutely love the prequel movies. You know that, we all know that, you love them. And these games allowed us to live out the fantasies from those movies in our own way, playing these games. You know, it was a way to revisit these games. It's the same reason I loved the new era of the Battlefront games, where there was all of these new releases for Star Wars, and then we could just go see the movie or watch the show or whatever, and then jump right on Battlefront and just continue that fantasy. And it just helped build that love for Star Wars. It helped shape it. It helped it grow. Of course, all of the other wonderful games we got back then, the Episode 3 game and the Lego Star Wars games and the Obi-Wan game and all of those, Rogue Squadron, just all of those great games from that era. But I really feel like Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2 stand alone from those games for some reason, just because of the massive scope of them, what they allowed you to do in that era, the characters you got to play as, all of the heroes, just it meant so much. It was such a revolutionary game for me in my childhood. There was no other game like it that I had played, and it was just something that I spent hundreds of hours playing. Some of my best memories growing up, having friends over and playing co-op split screen and playing through the story and just going at each other on the Bespin Cloud City map across that bridge. Like, just so many great childhood core memories come from both of these games, and it just means so much. So I guess to really answer your question, it just helped grow that foundational love for the Star Wars franchise. And it's just, with this re-release, I'm starting to feel those emotions and those memories again, and that is one reason I'm so excited about this.
You know, in hearing your response here, Nick, one thing that I'm wondering now about myself is, what was more important in growing my love for Star Wars as a kid? Was it the movies themselves, or was it the tie-in games? Like, do you think Battlefront holds a candle to the movies in that conversation? Do you think this game is almost that important?
You know, that's a great question. It's something I wonder myself. Is it like, was it the movies that made me love Star Wars so much? Or was it going to play Star Wars Bounty Hunter after the fact? Battlefront 1, Battlefront 2, the Episode 3 games, spending all of those hours, because I think it's safe to say we spent a lot more hours playing these games than we did watching those movies. And we spent a lot of hours watching those movies. And another thing I'm just thinking about sitting here is thinking about all of the memes and the references within the Star Wars community that have spawned off of these games. Think about how iconic that Battlefront 1 loading screen is, and watch those wrist rockets and all of those great things that have come from this franchise. Like, Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2, the OG games, have provided so much to this community, and it's just so exciting to be sitting here in 2024 on the eve of this game re-hitting pop culture, like hitting the mainstream once again, and having this massive surge and the community just getting back together. It's like the band's getting back together, and I'm so excited to experience that with everybody.
To take it even a step further here, not only is everyone back together, and not only do I feel reunited with this game that I haven't played in like 20 years at this point, which is just crazy to even think about how long it's been. The extra level of this experience is that we are getting to experience things that we may never have been able to experience with this game before. Nick, I personally played this game on PS2, most of the time split screen with my brother, and we were just playing anything from hero assault to hunt mode, just whacking each other with lightsabers and playing as wampas and whatever craziness. And we never got to experience this game online. And so now we get to experience this game online, and not only that, but we also are getting to experience this game with presumably multiple other generations that simply did not have this game growing up. And so we get to almost pass the torch on and experience this game in a new way with people that may have never played this game before. And I think that's really exciting, because I'm sure so many people who are in their own right Star Wars fans, in their own right Star Wars gaming fans, that just maybe got into gaming past the release of these games, and they may not have had the opportunity to play them growing up. I'm wondering, those people were raised maybe referring to memes like "watch those wrist rockets," not really understanding where it comes from, and now they can finally see where that all comes from, and they can determine for themselves why there's so much hype buzzing around this game. And I hope those people really find out firsthand why this game is so beloved.
Yeah, I think you bring up a lot of great points about why this game is so important, why this re-release of a 20-year-old port is so important. You know, we've seen some comments of people being like, hey, don't hype this up, don't encourage them, this is just a blatant money grab, why are you guys encouraging this? This isn't exciting, this is bad for gaming. And we just couldn't disagree more, because for a lot of the reasons you listed, Andreas, a lot of people didn't get to experience the online with this game. I personally, even though I played it on Xbox, I didn't have online back then when I was a kid. I didn't play this online with other people, and I was super young. I didn't have a group of friends to play this with. It was just me playing by myself, or, you know, I would have some friends over from school and we'd play some co-op every once in a while on some occasional weekends. Like, I never really got that full multiplayer experience. It was always against like the AI bots, which was incredibly fun, but I am so excited to get into an active online community with this game. That alone makes this release worth it. And on top of it, all of the extra content. Andres, you played this game on PS2. You didn't get to experience all of the extra content, the DLC, Asajj Ventress, Kit Fisto, all of that stuff. And now you will get to experience it. And I think there is a reason that this game is at the tops of all of these pre-order charts, is because people realize how big this is going to be. We're finally going to get to experience this in a modern setting. It's going to be so much more accessible for so many more people. I'm so interested to see just how big the online community for this game ends up being and how long it lasts, because I have a feeling it's going to be pretty damn big, and I think it's going to last a while, because I think people have been waiting for an experience like this. Now, of course, we all wanted Star Wars Battlefront 3, and we all want it, but this is not a terrible consolation prize to get the original Battlefront games, which are so beloved, and get to experience those. Because, you know, like, Andreas, when you and I sit down and we play through the modern Battlefront games, and we play Battlefront 2, as much as I love them, and I really do love playing these games, I think they're really good. I think they get a bad rap. I think they deserve some of the pushback they got for how the game launched, but I really think they got it in such a great spot by the time they were done with it. But there was content missing. I think we all know that. And how many times did we sit down and play Battlefront 2, the new one, and go, damn, I wish I was on Coruscant right now. Or damn, I wish Mustafar was in this game. Or damn, I wish I could play as Mace Windu. Now we're going to be able to do that in a modern setting. Of course, it's not Battlefront 3. It's nothing brand new. But it's something that's special. It's something that's familiar. And we're going to get to experience it in a way that we never got to experience it. Because I didn't have an Andreas to play this game with online when I was 5, 6, 7 years old. And now I'm going to have that. And I am so excited for that.
Yeah, I think this is beyond all an opportunity to have an online Star Wars game that we can play with our friends. And we haven't had that as a new thing since Battlefront 2, and it's been long awaited to have a new online multiplayer experience with our friends. And so this is just something that I'm so excited for many, many reasons. And we reached out to all of you and asked what game mode you are all most excited for with Battlefront Classic Collection, and this is what you all responded. We got just over 3,000 votes to this poll, and it looks like overwhelmingly people are excited for Galactic Conquest, with 71% of responses being most excited for Galactic Conquest. This is a game mode that I sunk hours and hours and hours into as a kid. I cannot wait to return to this game mode, and I see why everyone is excited for it. And also one mode that we didn't mention on this list, but that is number one top comment on this post. It has 45 likes. Hunt is super underrated. Can't wait to play as a Wampa again. Couldn't agree more. That's a game mode that I absolutely loved, and I can't wait to introduce this game mode to Nick, because Nick didn't really play Hunt growing up because he didn't really have a childhood.
That's not true. I played through the Hunt mode, but there's so many great modes that this game has to offer that it just kind of took a back seat for me, like Galactic Conquest and Hero Assault. And like Assault, I'm really excited to play Assault online because I just feel like that mode was built for online. Like it's just going to be toxic, it's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting. It just feels built for online, and I'm so excited to finally get the opportunity to experience that. And honestly, I'm really the most excited for Hero Assault. I know some of you have had the opportunity, based off which platform you've played this on, to play Hero Assault on more maps than just the Tatooine map, but I personally have never gotten the opportunity to do that, and I am so excited to play a mode that I loved so much growing up on all of these phenomenal Battlefront maps. That is probably the thing I am most excited for, and I just can't wait to do that. Like, it's going to be so hype, it's going to be so exciting. We're so close to the release of this game, and I am just ready to put dozens and dozens of hours back into this game again.
You know, I'm kind of grateful that the PlayStation 2 didn't really track how many hours you played in each game, because I think it would be a disgusting number of hours originally played in Battlefront 2 and the original Battlefront 1. But Nick, I can't wait to get that count even higher, whatever it may be. And that said, let us know in the comments down below, how many hours have you sunk into Battlefront 1 and 2, and what's the first thing you're gonna do and spend even more hours on as you dig back into Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 in the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. Also, let us know in the comments down below what sort of content you'd like to see from us on the channel. Would you like to see Nick and I play Hero Assault? Would you like to see us play the Hunt mode? You want to see me teach Nick what it's like to have a proper childhood and go through Wampa Hunt? I'd love to hear all of your ideas in the comments down below. But with that, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, we will see you all next time.